is wearing combat clothing.
Hi guys, welcome back to T's React. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're awesome today. Today I'm going to be reacting to Special Boat Service Selection and Training. Without wasting any much of your time, guys, let's get into today's video.
The Special Boat Service, known as simply the SBS, are Britain's elite amphibious special forces. Formed in 1940 as the Army Special Boat Section, with their name changing to the SBS in 1987, they have led the way in special reconnaissance, offensive action and counter-terrorism. Whilst the SBS is primarily made up from Royal Marines, anyone serving in the armed forces is able to apply, assuming they have at least 2 years military experience and are under the age of 35, as well as have at least 39 months of service remaining. The first stage of joining the SBS is to attend the Special Forces Briefing Course. These take place 5 times a year and last 5 days. This course covers presentations on the organisation, role and training of the SBS, advice on preparation and training for the UKSF selection, assessment of individual levels of robust fitness and navigational ability, conduct of UKSF swim assessment and SBS dive acquaintance, Army Basic Combat Fitness Test, the Battle Swimming Test, and a 600 metre freestyle swim in 15 minutes and 25 minutes swim underwater. Introduction to the Klepper canoe, progressive paddles up to a course performance standard of a 23-mile canoe in 8 hours open sea, and a 6.4 portage run carrying 55 kilograms, and finally 6 progressive air oxygen dives culminating in a CPS dive. Upon completion of this stage, candidates move on to the next stage of selection. We covered this next stage in detail on our video on how to join the SAS, which is on screen now. However, in summary, this is split into 4 different stages. The first stage is the aptitude phase, which lasts 4 weeks and focuses on the fitness of the candidates and is known as the hills phase due to the large emphasis on marching up difficult and challenging terrain, with the final assessment of this phase being 5 timed marches on consecutive days of between 23 kilometers and 28 kilometers, whilst carrying 27 kilograms, with the final march of 64 kilometers needing to be completed within 20 hours. Furthermore, in this stage, the candidates must pass the Special Forces swimming test that consists of high water entry at 10 metres, water entry at 3 metres wearing webbing and carrying rifle, followed by a 25 metre swim and kit handout, treading water for 5 minutes followed immediately by a swim of 200 metres wearing combat clothing. This test finishes with an underwater swim of 10 metres, including a retrieval of a small weight. The next stage of selection is 9 weeks long and focuses on Special Forces tactics, techniques and procedures and standard operating procedures. The majority of this stage takes place in the jungle and focuses on navigation, jungle survival, boat handling, patrol techniques and combat drills, medicine and observation post techniques, as well as 3 weeks in the UK focusing on weapons training and tactics. The next stage is employment training, which lasts for 14 weeks and covers the skills needed by the Special Forces operators such as combat survival, Special Forces parachute training, counter-terrorism, signalling and surveillance and reconnaissance training. At some point during this stage, personnel undertakes survive, evade, resist, extract training. The test stage for this training phase requires the candidates to undergo an evasion exercise, dressed in greatcoats to restrict movement and operating in small groups. A hunter force from the Special Forces support group aims to capture the recruits. All personnel are required to undergo a resistance to interrogation stage for 36 hours, even if they manage to evade the hunter force. Candidates are placed in physically and mentally uncomfortable positions and must stick to their lines and not give away any sensitive information. Upon completion of this stage, this is where the SAS and SBS recruits separate from one another. Following on from this, the SBS recruits move on to training in order to achieve the swimmer canoeist qualification. Very little is known about this qualification, although it includes training in advanced diving techniques, parachute practice, demolition methods, the infiltration of ships at harbour and out at sea, as well as oil platforms, a heavy emphasis on canoeing skills, the main mode of transport for an SBS operator, survival training in Scotland, beach reconnaissance such as photography and maritime counter-terrorism activities, Whilst the SAS continues to be more public with information about themselves, the SBS remain to be secretive in nature in regards to both their selection and their missions.
Guys, those people going to join the SBS as superheroes, you can't tell me otherwise. I mean, apart from the whole criteria and being trained like a fucking mutant, it's very understandable. But why is it taking so much time? I'm seeing 4 weeks, 14 weeks, 3 years, and you have to be 35 years. What? Like, that is just so crazy to me. Like, that is really crazy. But anyways, this is pretty educative. I never really knew much about the SBS, so this is pretty educative. If you stay to the end of my video, thank you so much. And if you're not already subscribed, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right now, okay? And also like my video and comment, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.